guys, I'm Tommy.
I'm AJ.
And welcome to Two Fat Nerds, a gaming podcast on my YouTube channel.
Featuring me.
Featuring my friend AJ and myself. We talk about gaming news, and, well, what better place to start than just diving on in. So, the first bit of news. The HTC Vive will be available for pre-order starting February 29th in advance of hitting shelves in early April. It'll cost $799, far more than the Oculus Rift, which is coming in at $600.
Oh yeah, that's a significant margin.
That is, but I think the important thing is looking at what the HTC Vive is compared to the Oculus.
And what is that?
So Oculus, you sit down and they've been very clear they do not want you standing up or moving or doing anything. They want you in your seat, and that is what the Oculus Rift is. It is a seated platform. Where the HTC Vive, they've been their demos are standing up. Their technology, they have two sensors that come with the Vive. They're called lighthouses, and they basically shoot a bunch of lasers into the room, and then the headset registers how the integral timing between which lasers are being hit by where,
right? And
it is able to like triangulate where you actually are in the room. And for the HTC Vive, you actually have a play like area. You have like a square that you're able to be in, and those games are a lot more based around kind of movement.
Okay, so that'd be cool for something maybe like a Skyrim or something like that, as opposed to maybe an Oculus Rift could probably do like a first-person shooter. I would say,
yeah, like, I think currently it's a lot of being able to, you're like, almost like dollhousing. So like, you can look up here and you have a 3D model that's spread across the whole floor, and then you're able to go from that 3D model and physically come down and inspect the tiniest details.
That's incredible.
In a 3D play space. So like, I feel like SimCities would be just the greatest. Insane. Like you
be the Matrix at that point.
Yeah, like you're able to build SimCities on your floor and like, yeah.
The future is now, people. Virtual reality is coming.
Yep. Number 2, Nintendo is now taking pre-registrations for Miitomo, their upcoming smartphone app. If you'd like to register, you may go right on ahead.
Honestly, the reason we're laughing is because it's just kind of a silly thing of like, I get Nintendo's more family-friendly based, like just, they're more, I guess, just child-friendly and goofier. But essentially, it's similar to a social media. I wouldn't want to say anyone in particular because it takes ideas from a few. But you're going to have your me avatar. They're going to be able to interact with each other.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that I could put like information about myself, and so can Tommy. And then they'll meet up and talk, and his will learn things about mine.
Oh, come on. You don't want to be virtual best friends, AJ? Like,
and then I can like compliment his outfit. I don't know. It's just really silly, I guess. I don't see the point, I guess.
I kind of feel like this is the next evolution of PictoChat. Do you remember...
PictoChat was so good. Okay, if it truly is like that, I can be on board.
Like, like Nintendo tried to have this like message your friends with PictoChat. Mm-hmm. It didn't really take off, but it was a really cool thing that came installed on every single DS.
Because you had to be within range.
Yeah.
Right?
So like, if it's the next evolution of that would be dope as fuck.
That would be cool. Especially since it's a smartphone app and not limited to only people who have a 3DS.
And the other reason to go do this is because this is the first app that uses the new Nintendo ID, the new Nintendo account. Nintendo saying that this Nintendo account is going to be the master account that moves forward on all your Nintendo platforms, that ties all your Nintendo things together. So if you have a username that you love, you may want to go and snag it now.
Right now. No, it's cool to see Nintendo, though, catching up to the 21st century, too.
Awesome. On to the next bit. Carmageddon Max Damage will come to PlayStation 4, Windows PC, and Xbox One later this year. Developer Stainless Games announced Monday the new release offers much of what Carmageddon fans have come to expect from the series, steeped in excessive car-based violence, Players can choose from a variety of vehicles in open environments to strike down pedestrians and other targets. The game will also come with a career mode, repair system, and online multiplayer.
For those of you who don't know, Carmageddon's an older franchise. I think the last one was like what, PS1?
Yeah, it was PS1 or it was Nintendo 64 PS. It is old. It's a dinosaur.
Old, but it has its dedicated fan base, I'm sure, as most retro things do. And essentially, it's like a GTA-esque meets Twisted Metal, but to the max. Like, to the utter insanity that both those games can go, meeting each other. My fear, however, is that in recent history, re-releases of those games of, like, when we were 10 haven't been so stellar. They always do that, like, that Tomb Raider thing where they release the game again with the same, like, the original title. It's not like the next one. They're, like, reinvigorating a franchise, and it just doesn't hit home the way it used to.
Here's looking at you, fucking Tony Hawk. That was a piece of trash. And I never want to play that game ever again.
Rest in peace, Tony Hawk.
That was
the game, not the person.
Yeah, but I think the one cool, or like the trailer looked fun. Like the cars, some of them look Mad Maxian is the best way to put it. And it looks like there's a lot of like destructible, like being able to pull off certain pieces of like where you hit someone, the car like dents, or you're able to pull off the armor, but like. The running over pedestrians was oddly satisfying to me.
Oh, no.
Like one of in the trailer, they have someone on like one of those, like a fat person on a motorized scooter. Right. And they just have like this tracked vehicle just like run straight through them and they just splatter. Like,
that does sound appeal. I can see the appeal.
I shouldn't take as much pleasure as I do from it, but I am excited for it.
Hopefully it will have the staying power as the old ones and definitely the old dedicated fan base. But it's still a possible thing, similar to my fears of like Doom. Like, is Doom gonna hit home the way it did back in the day?
I am slightly excited for Doom. Like, I don't know if I want to buy it or.
I'm in the same place. I am like cautiously excited.
Yeah, like this week they announced on Xbox One, if you pre-order the game, you get Doom 1 and 2 just all yours because they have them. They were released on the 360, so they just greenlit them for backwards compatibility. So now if you pre-order Doom on Xbox One, you get Doom 1 and Doom 2 as just like...
Yeah, PS Store doesn't have any pre-order bonuses. I actually already pre-ordered it. So just in case I decide later when it's closer to May I don't want it, I can backtrack, you know?
Yeah. Speaking of going back, it now looks more likely that 2K Games will in fact... is working on the BioShock collection. The Brazil Advisory Rating Board has published a listing for BioShock The Collection, which follows the initial reveal of the unannounced game from a South African retailer back in September.
So including BioShock 1, which was phenomenal and a great surprise, 2, which we ignore, and Infinite, which was near perfect. I am super stoked for this simply because without backwards compatibility from the PS4 side, I've been dying to play BioShock Infinite. I really am. I don't want to get a PlayStation Now subscription.
Just for one game. And
PlayStation just doesn't allow me to just buy it for like $15 or $20 a reasonable price.
Yeah.
But I will settle for this. I love the BioShock franchise for the most part, and I am super stoked to replay those two games.
Say I still have my 360 set up, and I have Infinite digitally because it was a Games with Gold. I might have BioShock. I might have two of the I may have some of them, and if they went through and up-res the graphics, that may be the reason to pull the trigger on this. Like, I remember the first time I played BioShock 1, and that opening scene where you break the surface of the water, and it's just the world's on fire, but it is so beautiful. It is gobsmacking.
Or the first time in the same game in BioShock 1 when you take that elevator and you see Rapture, it's so cinematic.
Yeah. And
so you're so breathtaking that you realize you are in this different world now. That game just consumes you, and it's phenomenal. I don't want to go too into it because then we'll get into spoilers, but play BioShock if you haven't yet. I don't know why you haven't. Do.
Yeah. I think, and there's also there's a unique feeling in BioShock because it's the only game where you let the boss battle come to you. Like at the end of an area, you're I'm gonna have to I have to take on this big daddy, and there's a little sense of dread like knowing you're like, well, time to take my licks, time to
Right.
get on in, like.
And it's such a wonderful mix of so many genres. The first one in particular, because you have some survival horror aspects, the first-person shooter aspect, and then you have the abilities, the powers you get, and they just mix the three so well into such a unique game that I am definitely picking up this collection when it comes out.
Awesome. Speaking of future titles, this morning we got the story trailer for Uncharted for Thief's End.
That's another collection I still need to get.
What were your feels? What were
My feels were Naughty Dog's done it again. They're bringing us the same cinematic experience they brought us with the last few Uncharted games and Last of Us. I'm super stoked to see where the story goes. I played the last 3 on PS3, but I want to get the collection for PS4 and maybe run through them again, just because, the higher res and just they're great games and the lack of access to backwards compatibility. But yeah, no, I'm super excited for the stories and the characters we love. Nathan Drake's great, and A Thief's End, I'm excited, and I hope it's not really the end.
I played, I think, Uncharted. I don't know which Uncharted. I feel like I've played them all. I don't know.
I mean, gameplay wise, you probably have played them all.
So I had a 360 in high school, 360 Xbox One through college. But freshman year, I moved in and I met my friends, like the current circle of friends. Right. And Mark has a PS3, and I was like, "You got those Uncharted games?" So like, you got those Uncharted games. So like, freshman year, I definitely know I played through all 3 of them. I couldn't tell you I couldn't tell you a thing about it because I was probably drunk during drunk, sleep deprived, and like had other things to do on my mind, but. The trailer for 4 made me care about those characters. Yeah. Even though I don't know any of them.
Yeah, I know. The gameplay is pretty unique in that it's a third-person shooter, and at the same time, it's a puzzle platformer. Yeah. So it takes you're essentially Indiana Jones, and you're going on these crazy treasure hunts, and it has all of the, like, craziness and whimsicalness of those movies, while at the same time, it's more 21st century, and that the characters are a bit more snarky and cynical at times, and definitely relatable. Nathan Drake's one of the most lovable characters in video gaming, especially in the newest generation. And it's just a unique experience. If you just like a story-based game, definitely pick it up if you haven't. The collection's on PS4, the old ones are on PS3, and this new one I'm sure is going to be just as good.
I'm debating buying. Right now I'm between buying either a headset or a PS4. For like moving forward, I don't know. I got that.
That better be a really good headset,
dude. Oh yeah, no. It's like surround sound and like all that stuff. But like I'm weighing. I'm like I got that tax refund in. Gotcha. I'm feeling that rich, Okay, so Nintendo has revealed the next Direct will be about all things Pokemon. The Pokemon Direct special kicks off February 26th, so this Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific time, or was it 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock this time.
10 o'clock Eastern.
Most of you might be asleep.
Yep. You can watch it live. Or no, 7 a.m. Pacific. That'd be 4 a.m. If it's 7 o'clock in the Pacific, are we 10? Or we're ahead?
We're 3 ahead.
We're 3 ahead.
You were right the first time.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. You can watch it live on Nintendo Direct website or on Twitch. The event, though, may only be 5 minutes long. After running the announcement tweet through Google Translate, it says the Direct is 5 minutes of short video.
So it's literally just gonna be the director of Pokemon talking for like a minute, a trailer, and then a sign off. That's probably all it's gonna be. So you might want to sleep through it unless you're that excited. Wake up, watch it, freak out, go back to sleep. If you can't sleep after that, I'm sorry. I'm hoping, however, that this news is, in fact, the release for Pokemon Go.
Yeah. It's like, we talked about on the last podcast, like, they were like, yeah, it's out this year. It's time to let us know.
Yeah, and we never got an official release date or even like a quarter. They weren't like, summer, winter. They're just like next year in general.
Yeah.
And it's this year, and it's only February, so we're not too antsy, but we would like to know.
I would like to know when I can become a Pokemon trainer and travel across the country and
I just collect Pokemon from all. I just want to be the very best, like no one ever was.
More press conference news. Sony has sent out invites for PlayStation VR event being held in the middle of March. The invite event, will be March 15th in San Francisco. The exclusive press event will begin with a presentation on PlayStation VR, formerly codenamed Morpheus. That begins at 2 p.m. Pacific time, followed by several hours of hands-on demos.
Everyone's getting in on that VR train, man. Then that's the future. My hope is essentially, unlike some other games in the past that tried motion controls, I hope it's not perfect. It can never truly be perfect. But I hope it's as close to perfect as they can get it on release to not disappoint. Because you think virtual reality, all those TV shows when we were kids come to mind, and you're just like, oh my goodness, this is the coolest thing ever. So they do have a heavy mountain to climb, but I'm glad it's a serious thing now, not a gimmick.
How much do you think it's going to? Because I think that is going to be their battle. That is going to be the hill they die on, is the price. Because we now have
600, 800, and now question mark.
Yeah, we have Vive at 800 or Oculus at 600. Do you think they undercut the two of them and go? Do you think they continue 8, 6, 4, like 4? Do you think they come in at 400?
My thing is, I don't think they can go that low. I don't think they can go the price of a system. I think they would want to go higher. My thing is, the HTC Vive is Steam or Valve's. You said, right?
Yeah.
So Valve does have their dedicated client base. Whose is Oculus Rift?
Oculus is owned by Facebook.
Okay.
Bankrolled by Facebook. And they're their own platform. So what a lot of people are doing is, if your game works on Oculus, it works on Steam or it works on the HTC, and then there may just be exclusive games for either of them based on their touch controls, because they both have unique touch controls. But we haven't seen anything like what we know about the PlayStation VR is there's going to be it's gonna add a piece of cancer to your system. At the most recent press event that was shown, there was some sort of extra bump on the PlayStation. So it looks like
that's attached.
There's a hardware, there's a physical, the PlayStation, as powerful as it is, can't compete with the $1,500 PC you need to run Oculus or Vive. So there is a power bump there. You need the PlayStation Eye, and the controls are the PlayStation Move controls. So that's what we know.
Okay.
But
knowing all that, I can see them going about 100 more, about 700. Not quite the Oculus, because I think Oculus, what they have more than the other two is name, because the Oculus itself has been around for years and years. It just hasn't been mainstream. It hasn't really gone out there.
Yeah, it's been very developer, because they've been at DK. They're the DK1, the DK2, and now they're at the full consumer Rift.
Right.
The only thing I think that may make the PlayStation VR cheaper is it doesn't have. I don't think it has the 4K screen that the Vive and the Oculus has. But it does have. I think it is still a high refresh rate, because you need at least 60 hertz to make your brain comfortable when you're in VR.
Okay. That's crazy.
But still, I think $600 the average consumer looks at it and goes,
no, can't do it.
Can't.
Looks cool. Sorry.
Yeah, looks cool. Sorry. And do you think if they do that, is it just going to turn out like the PlayStation Eye did, or the Kinect, where people companies look at their install base, look at the install base and say, we could either make a PlayStation 4 game and it has 17 million, 12 million, 17 million. Well, how many? There's
something like that.
Yeah, we can and market it to that many people, or maybe it sells 800,000. Maybe it sells 1 million. Do you think do you think?
At this point,
like the attach rate,
like you said, the first few were very developer friendly, and it's really all based on user and consumer friendliness. The reason something like the Wii's motion controls beat out something like Kinect and PlayStation Move, for example, is also marketability, because they market that
it was $200. Like,
yeah, it was $200. Boom, family friendly. Boom. And then the games were fun and simple, whereas everyone else kind of like ripped off. And then things with like Kinect were not even close to
like
functional.
It broke
sometimes
on stage. Like, it didn't work on stage.
It did break on stage. Oh my goodness! But yeah, you would throw a punch, and then the guy on screen would be like, and then throw a punch, and it was just PlayStation Move really didn't even like. I remember playing the one sports game where I can like shoot a bow and arrow, but like. Other than that, I don't know any other PlayStation Move games.
We played one here, and you were some like Japanese dude, and you rode down a chair on like hills.
Okay,
and like
that's immersion.
Like, it was really weird. Like,
that is really weird. I don't know what. Okay,
yeah.
But they're gonna need a lot, and I think they've learned, especially PlayStation, hopefully from the past. And there's so much to consider when putting out something. I don't want to say like IP, but a new peripheral this important, this huge. Steps need to be taken.
And if it is that big cost, I think it needs to be a holiday release. That way, it is the I want this for Christmas
thing. Yeah,
it is the
tickle me Elmo.
It is hey mom, dad, you bought me the $400 console. Now can you buy me the $500 or $600 VR, and then that way, instead of, because I really want VR and I don't want you spending $1,500 plus on a gaming PC. You know,
right.
It's like being on a payment plan for VR almost. And then we didn't put this down, but tomorrow Xbox has a news conference.
Really? What for?
We don't know.
Oh
yeah, so tomorrow they have another news conference.
We have a VR too. It's still called Kinect. No, please.
No. I mean, they've gone quiet on HoloLens was their AR thing, and I think they released one of their people released a statement, and they were like, yeah, we're not going to go live with VR until the world is ready or something. It was like,
that's appropriate though. I respect that.
For them, yeah, I don't think they can afford to lose anymore.
No.
I think tomorrow maybe, hey, here's all, because Xbox has a pretty strong lineup for up until E3. Like, they have Quantum Break coming out. I think they may show us Halo Wars is supposed to come out this year. They have a couple of games that they probably want to show, and they want to highlight their lineup for pre-E3. I think that may be what they do, and I don't know what their big announcement may be. It may be, I think the other thing it could be is tomorrow they say, oh, by the way, Red Dead Redemption, go play it now, because it leaked out like 2 weeks ago, a week ago. You could backwards compatibility. You could download Red Dead Redemption, play it backwards compatible.
That's really cool.
And they were like, oh, that was one of our testers, and it shouldn't have been activated like that. And they literally pulled Red Dead Redemption off of people's consoles. So it's ready. Like, people were playing it. So I think tomorrow they end their conference and they say, Red Dead Redemption, go play it. Like, have fun. Have at it. Awesome. Those are all the press conference ones. Sticking with Xbox news, Xbox's Games with Gold were announced. On Xbox One from March 1st to March 31st, you'll be able to download Sherlock Holmes, Crime and Punishment. And then from March 16th to April 15th, Lords of the Fallen. For Xbox 360, Supreme Commander 2.
Ooh.
Strategy game. I'm always down for that. And Borderlands.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially since there hasn't been a Borderlands-like Borderlands game since 2.
Yeah, and I'm super pumped because I bought the Handsome Edition, the Handsome Edition, which has Borderlands 2. Did it have all of them? I don't remember. But it has the pre-sequel Borderlands 2, and it may have had Borderlands 1. I can't remember. But now I'll definitely... I think it was only Borderlands 2 in the pre-sequel, and now I'll have OG Borderlands, and I'll have that whole collection.
Arguably the best one.
Yeah. Let's see. PS Plus games for next month were also announced. Broforce
and Galaxy Z. Broforce. Well, they're both roguelikes, 2D roguelikes. Galaxy Z, you're more of a spaceship and a mech, and you just kind of go around blasting as much as you can. You only get one life, so you gotta do the best you can in that time. Broforce harkens back to good old 80s action movies.
Yo.
You play characters such as Rambro and
the names in that game.
characters like that. Characters that with likenesses to Command Bro. Blade is a character in that game. The Terminator. So many characters are in that game, and pretty much it's just mission based. You just go. It's just a shoot 'em up, but
I've seen people play it. I love it.
The aesthetics alone are worth the play.
I'll say it looks like an 80s game, and then you get to play knockoff 80s action heroes with guns from the 80s.
Each one has their own special abilities and stuff like that. There's MacGyver is one of them too. It's really neat, especially if you have a PlayStation 4. If not, it might be on Xbox. Not 100% sure. I know it's definitely on Steam and it's cheap. Pick it up. It's super fun.
Awesome. And last but not least on our news thing, Legend of Zelda turned 30 this week. So
happy birthday.
My question for you, my friend, is what we're both Nintendo fans, obviously. What's been your favorite like Zelda game? What's been your like favorite experience?
My favorite Zelda, kind of an unpopular opinion, but Twilight Princess. It was the first one I played in its entirety because as a kid, I know there's like sacrilegious, but I never really finished Ocarina of Time because I didn't have it. It was more like a friend had it, but I was very aware of Ocarina of Time. I had seen him play it and beat it, but it was just not something I had hands on my own. But Twilight Princess was the first game I got for the Wii on release. It was the first game with motion controls, and I guess all of those things compact into just what Zelda does for people is like those fond memories of like, I'm swinging my sword, I'm this hero of Hyrule, and the particular moment that I love the aesthetics of the game, the cell shading graphics and art, the music, the darker tone that it lends to this game as opposed to the more cartoonier Wind Waker, like just the simpler, just adventure ones of the first one. This one's really like a more mature, thematically speaking. But the moment that sold me is when you fight the boss that's like riding a giant pig guy on the bridge and you're riding Epona and you guys essentially just joust, and when you get that last hit on him you knock him off the bridge, and then like you do that, you like get up on Epona, you put your sword in the air, and I was just like, I am so cool right now, I am the hero. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite one, and I might pick up the remake, the re-release of it on Wii U.
Do you know when that was out? Because like
it came out, I believe. I think it came out.
Is it out?
Yep.
I'd say I haven't seen any reviews, and I was like, I thought it might be out like later, and then I was like, why would they not release it on the 30th anniversary?
I'm almost confident it came out yesterday. I'm about 95% confident it came with the Wolf Link amiibo.
So I have a confession. I've never beat a Zelda game.
They're gonna kill you in the comments.
I know. I think like Twilight Princess, I like got caught up on like something else, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. And then like I got Ocarina of Time when I was a little kid, but like good luck like figuring that out. I'm working through Ocarina of Time now. I bought it
on 3DS.
Yeah, I bought it on the 3DS, and that helps just because every time I log back in, it tells me, "Yo, this is what you've done, and this is where you need to go now." So I'm like, I remember this now. I can continue. So I'm like, I think I'm like 2/3 of the way through. Like I'm full grown Link. I'm full grown Link. So that's a good sign.
You're a big kid now.
I'm a big boy now. Yep. But yeah. So it's now time for some viewer mail. If you would like to ask us a question, you can either tweet at us. I'm TommyBoy601 on Twitter.
I'm Airnandez93, AIRNANDEZ93.
Or you can leave a comment down below and we will try to answer your question. This one comes from Maxuranium. And he says, top gaming music soundtrack.
That's so loaded.
Right?
Oh my goodness, you can't pick one?
Give me let's do a top 3.
Okay, so this is completely biased and in no way reflects a top 3, but simply because...
Oh, and I'm making a roll right now. You can't say Smash Brothers because
no, that's cheating. That's cheating.
Smash Brother, because it contains all of them.
It has all of them. Haha, I win. No, but just because it's on the top of my head now and you mentioned it, Zelda has a beautiful soundtrack, both orchestrated and 8-bit, incredibly classic. For whatever reason, what came into my mind next, and admittedly so, like it sounds silly because of the game and its history, but Halo has a fantastic soundtrack. Halo, like if you could be as elitist as you want to be, like first person shooter, crazy sci-fi game, and see where like it's gone since its beginning, but oh my goodness, to sit there and deny that Halo does not have good music is just a lie.
That was on my
Thank you. I'm glad you agree. And if I had to pick a third, it'd probably be something like something a little more classic and retro. I would say like Mega Man, or even an old game like Chrono Trigger. Okay.
So my top three, I think my number one has to go to I wanna let's see. Actually, I'm just gonna name three. First one, Mass Effect.
Okay.
The music in that series has always moved me, and it's always, there are certain songs that I'm just like, yes, like Top Gear, the car show, used one of Mass Effect's songs.
Did it really?
In one of their car reviews.
That's super cool.
And for like, it was the best like review they did that year, and that song made it, because later when they uploaded it to their YouTube channel, they didn't have the rights to distribute it on forever. They only had the rights from Mass Effect to do it on the show, and they changed the song, and it completely changes the emotional impact of the beginning of that review for the car. And that's, I think, when something like that, like you notice that and it changes just like how you go in, you know you're dealing with a grade A soundtrack.
Absolutely, music has an incredible impact.
Yeah. My number two was Halo, because it's using a full-on orchestra for a game is something that is just fantastic.
It changes everything.
Yeah.
It really does. Sound quality, like, don't get me wrong, 8-bit music, when you want throwback, is great. And then something like a remake like Pokemon Fire Red that uses a combination of 8-bit and orchestra is great. But when you have that full orchestra, when you have that full emotion,
like you have the strings, you have the brass, you have you have all of that. It's something that is just truly spectacular.
If you still have any doubts on Halo, never forget. Never Forget is my favorite track on Halo. Listen to it, love it. It's like, hauntingly beautiful.
Marty O'Donnell, like I think like we saw his work. Like Halo was his baby. Like I go back to like even ODST. Like ODST was still fantastic. It was Halo and jazz, and it was still really good. And then we saw him get fired during Destiny, or he left the company, or internal things he left during Destiny. And I think there's one song I can point to in Destiny that says that's his work, and the rest of it I can say I don't know. It like I think he may have done the main theme and one song while you're on Earth on Destiny, because he was a fantastic composer. And like
one of video games best for sure. But what's your third?
Number three, Pokemon.
Yeah, can't ignore it. Can't ignore it.
Like soundtrack of my childhood.
It's one of those things. Pokemon the soundtrack has such a lasting impact on you. Yeah, that sometimes you just need to know like the track name for a you hear a Pokemon track, you know immediately what part of that game you're in. Yeah, like do 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 do. You like Viridian. Like you're just like boom, road to Viridian. It just throws you back to being like.
To being there. Yeah, exactly. So those are my three. So yeah.
Do you have a favorite Pokemon track?
I do not.
I do.
What is it?
Mine is in Gold, Silver, Crystal, and in their remakes when you fight Lance and when you fight Red. It's the same song for both, and it's super intense, and it's a combination of like that opening but it's way more intense, and you feel the high stakes of this battle, and it makes me want to fight. Like mostly, I know I'm playing a game. I just click, super effective, get out of here. Yeah. But when I hear that music, I know that I am in a battle, and it is for stakes.
Awesome. So yeah, I think let's see what games have you been? I think that's pretty much it. What games have you been playing this week?
In the last week, I've been delving a lot into Street Fighter V. I'm not terribly good at it. Yeah. Thinking about Street Fighter V, great game. Street Fighter is a wonderful franchise. Not a game where you invite your friends over to casually beat each other up. It is incredibly technical. It is incredibly serious. I had to pick up a fight stick, which is really exciting. I've always wanted one anyway.
Is that like the full, like,
yeah,
I can mount this in the arcade cabinet and I have a joystick? And
right. You put it on your lap. It's a big thing. It's got 4 buttons up, 4 buttons down. They're the light, medium, heavy punch, light, medium, heavy kick, and you have a stick, like an arcade stick. So I'm sitting there like I'm in the old school arcade.
Did you buy 2, so both you and, like...
Oh, no, that would be... a retail new one is about $200 to $300. I was fortunate enough to buy an old one because they are back. Yeah,
Jesus.
No, they're crazy.
God.
No.
That is...
A lot of it is the work that goes into them. A lot of them, because the game's so technical, and in a fighting game like that, you need to be like frame perfect.
Yeah.
You have to understand it's all of the things in the controller lend to that. Like, it's worked so that it could be that good.
Okay.
So, but I was fortunate enough. I had a friend who used one for Street Fighter 4. Luckily, they are backwards compatible. I can use it for Street Fighter 5. He got himself a new one. I got mine for $70.
Oh, okay.
So mine was essentially a steal.
Yeah, no, that's on the cheap.
Yeah.
So is that all you've been?
That's all I've kind of been touching. I think next though, however, I want to try the new Korean RPG massive online game Blade and Soul.
Ooh.
It's been in the making since about 2010, 2011, and I used to watch the character trailers for all the different classes, and then it was like Korean only until about 2 months ago, and I'm pretty excited to pick it up.
Nice. So I've been playing Rainbow Six Siege still. I love that game. It's still has its teeth in me, but a game that's got its teeth in me again, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh my goodness.
The online, because GTA, they did things where they have updates and then that content goes away and you can't get that content ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Then when they re-released the online, they re-released it for next gen, they're like, by the way, all the DLC you missed is now included. So I was like, sweet, yes, awesome. Except they didn't include the year it came out, they did something called the Valentine's update, where they for like a month you could buy a super old 1920s car. You could buy a Tommy gun, a Tommy gun, and you could get a bunch of suits. I missed that, and I was like, GTA. I can't get my Tommy gun. I'm Tommy. I want my Tommy gun.
That's all he wanted.
So GTA 5, and then I bought it on next gen. I was like, I'm finally gonna get my Tommy gun in GTA. Was not included.
Oh man.
This Valentine's Day, they're like, it's coming back.
Yeah.
So I started playing it just to get the Tommy gun. And then I was like, what? They added this too? Oh, they added lowriders? Oh, I can now customize like the Subaru the Subaru Impreza knockoff to be exactly like a rally car. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can do this now. Oh, you're giving away double XP. Oh, you're giving away more money. And I've just been like just completely immersed in just grinding GTA 5.
That's what GTA does to you.
Yeah. And then downloading right now, 343 put out an update for Halo 5 to bring back Griffball.
That's so solid.
So I'm like, when we're done with this, I'm gonna go play some Griffball.
I don't blame you at all.
Yeah. So like they put that out and that released today, and they also put like a roadmap out about like the future DLC. But most importantly, they added Gravity Hammers back, and there's Griffball once again in Halo.
That's wonderful.
So I know that's gonna get its teeth in me.
Oh, for sure. So maybe we're gonna hop on that.
Oh yes. So yeah. Guys, I think that's all we got for this week.
That's all we got for this week.
If you want to reach out to me, go ahead, follow me. I'm TommyBoy601 on Twitter.
I'm Hernandez93.
And have a good week, guys. See ya.
Have a good one. Bye.